There are hardly many people who would like to be next to a pack of wolves, especially in a dark forest and without weapons. These proud predators will not tolerate human presence on their territory. The outcome of such a meeting seems obvious, but nature's full of mysteries and secrets, and even wild animals can sometimes behave unpredictably. A photographer from Italy purely by chance managed to capture a very terrible situation where 6 wolves suddenly surrounded a pretty little girl. He noticed a rural mare walking in the vicinity, and all will be fine when suddenly a pack of wolves jumped out of the forest and surrounded a defenseless animal. The man went cold, expecting a massacre, and with trembling hands began to take pictures of what was happening. What happened next? Watch this video. The wolves took a little girl into their pack. Everyone knows that when a pack of hungry wolves surround you, you can say goodbye to your life. Fortunately, most of us will never have to experience such a terrifying scenario, but our animal friends are not always so lucky. Although Mother Nature may be a little mean, we understand that everything is part of the circle of life. But that doesn't stop us from encouraging the homeless, especially when it turns out to be a beautiful wild horse. The fate of forest predators that fell into the hands of people is unenviable. They die after completing their task. This time something went wrong, and the hunter who brought the wolf cub home took pity on him and did not even put him in a cage. Perhaps he was touched by the way his 7-year-old son played with a fluffy lump, or the man just had no time to engage in a forest animal. Although the wolf cub grew up in the house and looked like a puppy of an ordinary mutt, wild sparks in his eyes betrayed the future dangerous predator in it. An ordinary forest top cannot be tamed, no matter how hard you try. So it was just a toy until it became dangerous. Everyone from early childhood knows that wolves are dangerous and insidious predators that attack in packs, and rarely anyone manages to escape from them alive. However, hunters are not afraid of wolves and sometimes allow themselves to get a wolf cub as a pet. Usually they do this to train young dogs or get a wolfhound. The fate of forest predators that fell into the hands of people is unenviable. They die after completing their task. Many people think that wild animals are guided only by instincts. For example, it's believed that if the wolf wants to eat, there's nothing that can stop him. The bloodthirsty predator will do anything to get his own food. But practice shows that forest animals are so capable of actions that are higher than animal needs. Even when starving, they do not forget about gratitude. A small family consisting of a father, mother, and 2 young girls, one 2 years of age and the other 6 months old, lived in the villages between the First Mountains and Kazakhstan. The father, who used to work as a horse herder, used to take his eldest daughter with him, and the young girl stayed with her mother at home. One day the father went to work because a group of horses had been injured, which made him ride his horse and rush off. The child, who used to accompany her father, tried to catch her father without telling her mother, but she walked on her feet for a long time and did not find her father. The mother noticed that her daughter had suddenly disappeared, which caused her to seek help from neighbors in order to search for her. They searched for the girl for 3 days, but the mother and all the neighbors were unable to find her. It was a large forest full of wolves, which made the mother and neighbors think that this girl was preyed by ferocious wolves. The father felt very guilty that he'd left the door open, which allowed his daughter to go out and go after him. Although the hunter was carrying a hunting rifle, he was very afraid because the wolves are many, and the bullets with him are not enough to scare them. When the wolves became a few meters away from the man, he took out his gun and decided to confront those predators because he no longer had another solution. The man took out his gun and fired a bullet into the sky. Perhaps his friends would hear and come, and after a while he fired the second bullet, which scared the wolves. When the man saw the wolves escaped and shoot the third bullet, when they all disappeared, only one female wolf remained. The hunter noticed the female wolf was quiet, and when her colleagues left, she began to drag something strange. The man was watching what the female wolf did, and when that thing appeared, he was stunned. It was the 2-year-old girl who was lost in the village, where she appeared in dirty clothes and in critical condition. When the wolf noticed that the hunter was approaching the girl, she pulled back to see and kept watching while trying to help the poor girl. After the man carried the little girl in his arms and rode the horse, the 2 women left the wolf, and the hunter was still shocked. The man returned to the village with the girl in his arms, then went to her parents, which shocked them too. How can a little girl who's only 2 years old stay alive for that long? All the villagers gathered in the house of the family whose daughter had recovered. Everyone remained wondering how the girl was able to fight on her own amidst these ferocious wolves all that time. But according to the testimony of the hunter who found her, he found some milk on the girl's clothes when the female wolf pulled her, which is likely that the female wolf was breastfed. The hunter also told them that he noticed that the female wolf was sad. It was the female wolf that found the girl when she was lost and protected her from the other ferocious wolves, where she made her like her daughter. Although what the fisherman said is the closest scenario to explain what happened with the girl, but no one was able to confirm the truth of what really happened, so this strange incident remains mysterious and dazzles everyone who heard it. Wolves understood why the man and the rest of the hunters went out into the woods to search for and kill them, which made them meet with each other and decide to leave the forest to another destination. She saw that her dog approached the wolf that was sharing his residence in the past, and they kept rubbing with each other and remembering the beautiful days that they spent together. This story assures us that the animal, even if it's wild, does not forget the favor that a person offers to it, and it can never return to it the beautiful and difficult times, as happened with this hunter who was about to be prey for these fierce wolves, had it not been for the wolf that took care of him.